Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Unity of Command 2. Specifically, we're looking at the Stalingrad DLC, which if I time this right, should probably be out now-ish when this video goes up. I'm pretty sure I'm coming up against the release. Either way, it should be out anytime soon. So Unity of Command 2, I'm totally new to this game, and not so totally. There's a whole tutorial series, all this, and then doing a tutorial campaign, and you know what? I know you won't believe, but I've done that. I played all that through, and I gotta be honest, I really think I love this game. This game's a lot of fun. So we're going in knowing that that's my sort of credentials, right? I know how to play the game, basically. We're gonna check out the new DLC. So yeah, for those hardened veterans, I'm not sure if I'm going to be a super amount of help there, but at the very least, I would love to shout this game out to those on the channel or what have you, because this is a really fun game. It immediately reminds me of Gladius, of all things, Warhammer Gladius. So it is that sort of hex-based combat with lighter economy. Well, this doesn't really have economy; it's more logistics, but we'll get into that. But it's not as hardcore. It's a bit more punchy and fast. Bit of advanced wars, I suppose, if you want to go for that deep pull. So it's not the most complicated thing, but it's complicated enough, and it's very, very nice. So we're going to jump straight into this campaign and have a look. Stalingrad, here we go. German attack on the Soviet Union has not succeeded, but neither has it failed. Despite heavy losses in the severe winter, the Wehrmacht remain deep in Russia. It is neither men nor tanks to attack everywhere, as it is previous year. Instead, Germany focuses efforts in the south, aiming for the ultimate prize of the Caucasus oilfields. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that sounds good. Let's put on normal. I'm fairly normal, I think so. So, one of the big things on this game is supply chain management. It sounds boring. It's not like that at all. Essentially, there are road networks and really handy-dandy overlays to show where the supply can get to, and you set up little truck depots that extend that range. It's not very dry at all. It's quite easy, and you're sort of incentivized, if at all possible, to sever supply lines to your enemy. Meanwhile, moving all your little units around and, you know, bombing runs, and there's a lot of sort of like doing feint attacks and sort of rearguard actions and that sort of stuff to try and chip away at a unit before you actually really go for it. And supply does have this sort of devastation effect a la the Warhammer games, Total Warhammer. So cutting off enemy supply and surrounding them is a great way to devastate them and really tip the playing field. Okay, so this is the conference, which is, you can see it, conference. It's in between each sort of mission. We have these two forces, right? AOK 6 and AOK 17. Okay, so essentially at the conference we have a currency that we can spend, so we can upgrade here, and I think that is used prestige. You can undo it. There you go. Yep, cool. But you can go reset the entire conference to the beginning, so it's quite generous. And you can also purchase a bunch of these cards as well. Recoup bin. Drop cards here to recoup their value in prestige and or empty slot in your player deck. Okay, cool. So what do we got here? These are theater assets, supply transport, an extra supply. I'm taking that because from my understanding, that's a pretty handy dandy thing. Now, how much did you cost? 25 bucks. Now, I don't know what the red number is. Cost 60 prestige and you can recoup for 30. Ah. Refill HQ CPs. I understand that. That could be helpful. I'm not sure. Precision bombing. Free? Yes, please. Am I allowed to have more? Do I get more prestige? You can toggle super tooltips. Okay, right, cool. Okay, and now because we're sort of going in here, I don't really know what's going on yet. What would I upgrade? Oh, you know what? Feint attack and suppressive fire. Oh, that's important. We need that. We need... Oh, hang on. Do we already have it, though? Looks like maybe we already have it unlocked. Yeah, we do. Okay, so that's level 2. That's cool. All right, well, look. The point is, okay, these bridge attack over river attacks and bridge destruction and building bridges, pretty cool stuff, okay? But essentially, you can see, you can upgrade... Oh, you can upgrade your range for your HQs. All this stuff makes much more sense if you know the game, which... potentially, if I'm talking to the rest of my Goober Square heads, you probably don't know what's going on here. But essentially, suffice to say, we can buy some upgrades and we can buy some cards. Okay? That's all that really matters. And then, I guess we go end conference, right? We'll just skip over all that, right? And we're allowed to choose one of these by the look of it. Ooh, okay, 17 and 6. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, well, let's have a read. Let's see what's going on. Oh, hey, what's this? Strategic objective, Sevastopol. Second Kharkov, 42, mid-year. Okay. With partially replenished forces and new equipment, the Red Army launches an offensive to retake Kharkov. We are playing as the German forces in this, uniquely, and I think we're on the back foot. Is that the idea? 42 though? I guess we're pushing in. Oh, maybe this, I thought it was talking about us getting pushed back out. Anyway, okay, I'm not really big on the Eastern Front, to be honest. I'm not against it, I just never really learned it. It's much more sexy, all the, the other stuff with Hollywood and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, Red Army launched an offensive to retake Kharkov. Stalin believes that a preemptive strike here will disrupt the expected German offensive aimed at Moscow. The attack will indeed come as a surprise to the Germans, but it will hit an area in the line where the Wehrmacht is already massing forces in preparation for its great 42 summer offensive aimed at the Caucasus and not Moscow. All right, so they're going to preemptively attack here, but accidentally there's a bunch of bloody Germans hanging out there. Okay, 9 turns. I see. Now what's this? Storfang and Trappenjag. By late 1942, the successful conclusion to the siege of Sevastopol has become a primary objective for the Wehrmacht. Before assaulting the city and its surrounding fortifications, von Manstein's 11th Army must first secure its flank by expelling the Soviets from the Kirk Peninsula. Once this is completed, Operation Storfang can commence the assault on Sevastopol itself. Both operations will benefit from massive artillery and air support. Taking one of these objectives will enable you to put strategic plans in action at next conference. Oh, that's sort of a good little setup, isn't it? Oh, well, I don't really know which one that you take. Let's just do the second Kharkov. It's got these blokes A-OK. Yeah. Start. Let's go. Okay, cool. So you got a bit of an idea. So you got an overall map with a little bit of sort of choice available to you. Buy a few upgrades. Upgrading the ability of your HQs is pretty big. So between the supply lines to replenish and keep the there's a term, steps or something like that. They're little health bars for your dudes, but they become exhausted, sort of like mana. Oh Jesus, there's a lot of dudes. A lot of dudes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, our forces have been, what's this, the OKH dispatch. Our forces have been caught off guard and are not yet ready to meet the oncoming Soviet offensive aimed at Kharkov. OKH recommends utilizing a flexible defense in the Krasnograd-Kharkov sector. There's Krasnograd there, and there's Kharkov. Okay. Let the Red Army advance, and once the 17th Army and Kleist's panzers are ready, launch an immediate counterstrike from the south. Note you have fresh reserves in your HQ force pools. Deploy them immediately, as you will have no preparation phase. Okay, right. So let's have a bloody look here. So this is where we're getting rail supply from. If we hold V, you can sort of see these are sort of points of supply. You can build little trucks on it. In fact, there you go. There's a great example. There's a level 1 supply transport thing built on the rail line, right? And you can see there, it's extending out around. See here, this no man's land, no supply. These little lines, supply. Very good. We're at 100% supply, which means that it's not going to get messed with. But if some blokes bloody walk in there, which we're not going to let them do. Jesus, look at them all. If they walk in there and cut that supply line, that's going to be a bit of a fucking doozy for us. I mean, we can start another supply line, but it could be a problem. Here's another supply point from rail here. You can see we're distributing supply here, and it goes, woo, look at that. It goes all the way up here. So you can see, like, that's pretty significant. But these are ones that have been manually made, or I could manually make it myself. I believe it's up to 5 tiles away from a supply point, which in this case is a line. Now, if they were to sever that road, I don't believe we've got any supply coming in from there. So all of that would go. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad for us. Now, we've got spare trucks this turn. We've got a truck coming later. We've also got that card that we got. So we could make another supply spot somewhere, or we could add trucks to the supply point, and that will increase our sort of resupply line. So that's pretty big. Now, I think, is it B? If I hold B, you can see what they're up to. All their bullshit, right? We can try and cut their stuff. They've got rail supply, they've got truck. Oh my goodness gracious. It's going to be pretty hard to sever all of that, right? So they've got a lot of supply going on. Now, what's going on here? Second Kharkov objectives. We want to hold Kharkov, which we do. And what's this bloody place? Slaviansk. It says we've got it. Where is it? Is it down here? Am I looking straight at it? I probably am. Oh, Belgrade. No. Oh, you're an idiot. Why can't you see this, Scarlet? Use your eyeballs. Krasnograv. Right? Mate, what if I click on it? There you go. Oh, there it is. Slaviansk. Izium we want to take. By turn 4, that's a tall order. And we want to hold Belgrade. Okay, so all the shit on the side. All right, Krasnograd, take by turn 4, hold until turn 6. Crush enemy offensive. Take 25 prisoners. Right, so if we bust up some of these dudes, right, they will turn into sort of just dispersed blokes in the wild, right? And they will slowly fall back to HQ. It's sort of like, I don't know, retreating in Company of Heroes, right? Then if they get back, they will reform at the Company HQ. And you can see they've got a couple of Company HQs here. They've got this one here, and Malinskovi, Twosh, something bloody with a T. And we should have some HQs. We've got AOK 17 here. Oh, Jesus, the game's lagging out. What was that about? Oh, no, there we go. We're good. AOK 17. And we should also have AOK 6. Now, all these dudes are associated. The little white circle says, I'm attached to that. So these little blokes down here, they're probably associated with... Oh, they're out of range. Who are they part of? HQ... Which one's that? Here you go. So they're actually out of range. That's a problem. So they can't benefit from all my little one-shot bonuses. Yeah. All right, so if we take prisoners fall back. If we drive over the little icons, we take the prisoners, but if they get away, they'll turn it back into dudes. They'll run away. What's this? Take Baron Kokov by turn 3, and Kupianus, what is this? HQ. Okay, cool. See, we've got our work cut out for us. They also said we've got dudes, we've got en route dudes. So 88th German Division's going to rock up in bloody whenever, in a couple of turns. All right. But they also said we've got some dudes available, which is probably this. Oh, shit. Okay, we've got a lot of dudes to deploy. Is that just AOK 17, or do I deploy them associated with it? Infantry 14-8, Pioneer 1. 10 for... Oh, okay, right, okay. Yeah, so they've got separate forces. Oh, okay, Jesus. Well, let's have a think about this. Izumi by turn 4, that's pretty significant. Barakanov by bloody turn 3, right? So if we want to bash into there. They said fall back, but I say bullshit. Okay, cool. So they told me to deploy the dudes, so I'm going to deploy the dudes. What's this do? Reorg? No, that's part of the prisoner thing. German infantry. Oh, right. So this, you can jack your dudes right up. Right? Like this. Oots. Let's spread some of that love around. Or I think you might need to, if it's all the same. Yeah. All right, there we go. That's all done. Stug 3, right? Anti-tank. Adds an armor shift. Only applied when countering enemy armor. So this is a specialist attachment, I believe. Where is their enemy armor? They don't seem to really have any. Not yet, at least. Okay, well, how about we go... we'll give you that, because if they're going to... Maybe they bring armor in the side, right? All right, now what about this? Pioneers. Negates entrenchment, river and beach, so they're particularly good against entrenched forces and just reducing entrenchment. So, What's going on? They're all pretty out in the open. Oh, okay. What about up here? How about you? You guys can have the Pioneer attachment. SDKFZ, right? Which is a reconnaissance vehicle, I believe. Is that right? Is that how it works? When unit moves, takes ownership of hexes adjacent to the route. Never enter unknown zone of control. Yeah, enables recon in force. So essentially, how do I say? So you can see this white and brown border around the edge of the map, right? So as you dudes go in, like if I move him in there, he'll take that square, but this recon attachment will actually make him sort of take a bunch around. It's not just fog of war, it is control, and by doing that with recon, you could actually cut supply lines probably a little easier, right? Speaking of which, no, let's do that. Okay, so there is a supply line there. So maybe if we want to cut that, that would be ideal, right? Again, I'm just figuring all this out as I go. I think I'm doing an all right job of explaining it from one dickhead to another, you know, fellow squareheads that don't know what's going on. So we'll give the recon attachment to him and maybe we can break and bust through the supply line there, okay? Now what's this? What is this? An LE-FH-18, a 10.5mm towed artillery piece by the look of it. That's pretty cool. Suppressed when moved. So if you move, you can't really get benefit from it. You have to sit still to set it up, right? Tow suppression. Though you can put it on the back of a tank to negate it, I believe. But so this thing allows you to attack dudes without directly engaging them. Bloody pour the hurt on. Hang on, there's a plan starting to happen inside my brain. If I cut that, I guess they still have supply from there, right? Oh, actually, that road goes there. But around here, okay, so so cutting that, I'd probably have to cut here as well. If I could cut here, this right here, if I can get that, that's gonna pickle them pretty bad, I reckon. Okay, well let's bring some shit to bear, all right? Let's give them the bloody artillery piece. That sounds bloody reasonable. Oh, I've got another one. Boys, attachments for all. Now what's this? A Pack 38. Let's read what it does. 50mm, yeah baby. Towed anti-tank. Again, I don't really seem to have tanks, not that I can see. Maybe we'll give these guys that, because we're going to get them in play, right? And what about this? What is this? A Schneider. Towed artillery. Oh. Bit limited who maybe I maxed out their attachments or something. We'll give it to these blokes. Maybe it's just a bit too heavy duty for some. All right, well that's good. We've got an idea going on with that eastern sort of flank. Bit of setup, and I know I had to explain it. It's slower going, team, but you know, you want to know what this game is. This is probably the best way to explain it, right? German infantry. All right, let's jam up the boys, and same thing. We're just going to sort of evenly distribute because I don't really know what the bloody hell I'm doing. All right, jack up the line a bit. These blokes further back could probably use a little bit more love, and then we'll give you a little bit of the geo as well. Interesting that guy grayed out. I couldn't give him another one, so they must have a ceiling. It says 7 out of 7. Oh no, wait, they're HQ points. That's something else altogether. Okay. What else we got? Pioneers. Yeah, we talked about that already. I mean, across the river, that's actually perfect. Let's give that to them. Towed artillery. Look, I'm not going to mess around. Let's just put in the mess. Now they might all get bloody overrun. I don't know. I haven't played this yet. Flak 41, right in the mix. Let's bloody disco. Okay, so we're good. So I think that's about as set up as we're going to be. All right, so yeah, I think we just go. Air attacks available. Oh, hang on. Do I get my turn? Oh, okay. Oh, so technically I am actually in my turn. So lucky the game stopped me. So now I can actually start attacking dudes. I probably could have held off on the force pull sort of thing, right? But it's done now. Okay. So let's have a look here. So you can mouse over and it gives you an idea. So 3-0 is back to front. Most other games you'd think 3-0 is a good thing. 3-0 is an incredibly bad thing, all right? 3-0 means I'll get fucking shellacked. I'm still gonna push up anyway. There, and we shifted the territory a bit, right? And you can see as well, we're just out of HQ range. So we'll have to keep that in mind. See this, how it's all grayed out? I can't do like feint or suppression attacks or anything like that. Now if oh, that's poo. That's poo. I shouldn't have pushed. I should have held. If I move my HQ, I'm not going to allow... It will lose all its points if I move. So I can't do like ranged attack or anything like that on them. That's crap. That's poo. Okay, that's right. I should have paid attention to that. Let's go reinforce the boys. We're going all the way up, actually. Yep, good. If you hold spacebar, you can put it into like, I'm gonna bloody go for it mode. Yeah, I think we'll hold the line here. Now, here we go. We can have a biff here. 1-1, all right? So you can see the expected results there on the right side. I think if I hold X, I can hold this window here. Here we go, I can mouse over. So you can see there, we've got experience is giving us a bonus, and they've got an entrenchment, which is giving them a bonus as well, right? But ultimately, we'll lose a dude, and they'll lose a dude. But if we can help it, we don't want to lose anybody, right? Now what we can do here, we can do a feint attack, right? Which is essentially, well, it's more of a suppression, like you're working the angle and putting suppression on the boys, right? Which we might do, right? We'll do, and it'll use HQ points. So we'll do that, right? And they both sort of get suppressed a little bit. Cool. Now these guys, we don't really want to give up Slaviansk, right? And we need to protect the HQ as well. You got to be careful because, see this, the projected area. I don't want dudes slipping through the cracks because they can do that. Like, I'd love to go over there, but I don't know if that's wise. Let's go here. Can you guys do anything? See, now that, I will get pumped. I'm not big on being pumped, to be honest. Now, what are you? German motorized. Yeah. Maybe we put you on that, just in case I've misunderstood and they can slip through and cut my supply line. You bloody just sit there, son. You sit there and chill. All right, 2-1. 1-1, that's a little bit more reasonable. Now, what about you? 0-2. Wow, we were absolutely stomped them, so we're going to do exactly that. Boots, boots, boots. We got a little bit exhausted. Oh, and they've given ground. Look at that. No, what are you doing? I've clicked the wrong button. You idiot. Left click is everything in this, and right click is deselect, which to me is a bit unnatural. Right click's usually, you know, confirm move and that sort of thing. But in this case, right click's deselect. 2-0. Again, I'll put you guys up there. Now, I wanted to move my HQ over here to favor this flank a little bit, but these guys are out of range, and that's problematic. Oh, I have so many areas to cover here. Poo. I mean, I guess they can still do stuff. They're just not, they can't do like feint attack or anything like that. Let's see. Let's try that on this dude. Let's see if we can soften him up a little bit. But again, no, I'm not really willing to do that fight, thank you. You guys just sit there and make them bloody work for it. In fact, I'm actually particularly worried about this area. So we can bomb them. It's flying artillery, air attack. Air attack sounds pretty cool. Oh, okay, well that did something. Let's bash him again. Oh, wow, annihilated, exhausted like crazy. In fact, actually, can my HQ support... Oh, potentially if I took that territory. It's a big gambit. Give it a go. Yeah, push it. Oh, look at them all, look at him. And now, I think he's back in... No, he's not. He's not quite in HQ support range. Okay, that's okay. All right, you sit tight. What are you doing? 5-0, 5-0. I guess I could recon. I'm not that worried, to be honest. You can get involved. Got to keep an eye out. Feign attacks. Again, now we're using the 7. Well, actually, we're pretty much finished with this HQ, and we've got no points left anyway. So we're going to move, and we're just going to move it. We're going to move it to there. Because, okay, so that's good, but unfortunately they've gone out of range of that as well. So I'm spread so thin. And I think one of those upgrades I probably could have bought in the conference might have increased the range, you know, that I could project from my HQ. So he's okay. He's just sitting there. So essentially they're just going to sit still and do nothing and hopefully hold the line, because the enemy doesn't really want to get pumped either. Feign attack. Into the fray, mate. Probably the forest might have been a better deal for you. Now, I don't know if I can entrench the same turn I moved. So let's just leave that be. Try and suss out where some of my attachments are. For suppressive fire is the artillery one, right? But maybe I'm not allowed to do it the turn. Oh, well, I guess it is technically the turn that I deployed it all, right? So you probably don't want to worry about all that. Let's get involved. All right, let's see if we can get a main attack on them. Yeah, I don't really want to take those losses, to be honest. Oh wow, it's all very close and squeezy, isn't it? I don't really know where best to squeeze them. Where is their weakness? You know? Look at these frontliners. They've got so many people. Look at this bloody dude. What is this dude? This bloody horseman. Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, 3-1. 3-1. Fighting over the river. Repair bridge. I don't know if that's the move. I don't know if that's the move. Entrench. Let's do that. Anyone else for entrenchment? Yeah, the boys are going to come. So, all right, so we've used up all our points. Off we bloody go. Next turn, let's see how badly they bash me. Now, this DLC is like, what, 4 DLCs into the game's cycle? Look at them, they're breaking through. See, they understand the game better than me. And now they're bashing my dudes with artillery. So here's the thing. You sort of have a control zone area, right? And what they've leveraged is, see this, they've moved a dude into each adjacent square to negate his control zone. And then you can just drive through the friendlies. So that's how they're breaking through. Oh no. Where'd that fucking tank come from? I thought they had no tanks. I'm an idiot. So they're the prisoner dudes that are retreating. Oh man. Yeah, that's right. I'd piss off if I was you. Yeah, look at him digging in. All right, so some similar moves going on there, you know? Jesus, one turn. Oh my goodness. Okay. Intel recovered. What is this? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, okay, that's my HQs. Right. So they're broken through. This is going to be incredibly, impossibly hard to plug. and I don't seem to be getting any more reinforcements. These dudes are going to rock up on turn 3, but I don't know if I'm going to survive that long. So yeah, they squeeze through the gap. Yeah, so I love this game, but like I said, I've pretty much just learnt how to play it, and now I'm playing what I would argue is like late stage DLC. This game's been out for a little while now, right? So don't be, if you're newer like me, don't be overwhelmed. I mean, the veterans, I don't know why you're watching this video, to be honest. Like, you're probably already going to buy this game, right? It's intense, and it's going to twist your nips if you're a little bit more bloody, experienced. Whereas for me, it's still early days. Now, maybe a veteran would have seen that gap a mile away. I don't know. Maybe it might be like when a chess player looks at a chessboard. But my one concern I'll raise, but obviously paint it with the, look at it through the lens of a newbie figuring it out. Like, maybe I could have seen that gap easily. But I also wonder if this scenario is set up in such a way that maybe now that the gap's been broken through, you just restart the scenario and to block that. Yeah, I don't know what the term for that would be, but you see that in some video games, where you're almost set up to fail, and there's a trial and error component, which I think is actually terrible design if you ever think about it from a mission design perspective. Like, the only way to know where it's going to go wrong is to lose the turn, re-roll, plug the gap. It'd be better if you could see it. So maybe if there is any veterans watching this, maybe they're like, oh my god, I saw that a mile away, bloody belt the keyboard, So, but again, I can only see it through the lens of a relatively newer player. Maybe that was a really obvious faux pas and I messed up there. But perhaps give consideration to what I'm saying. These are sort of constructed scenarios, and maybe it was set up that they were always going to break through there, or it was an impossible situation, or maybe it was impossible to tell. I guess I didn't recon there. I didn't know that they had a whole bunch of tanks hiding right in there. So a lot of food for thought, but at the end of the day, I'm happy to just pass it off as beginner's stupidity. But look, the long and short of it is, I think I broke down and explained how this game worked fairly well, especially with all these supply lines and how that works. I think it's great. Definitely, yeah, so many units to get the ball rolling. I bet the vanilla campaigns are a little bit more gentle on the start, but that's right. I'm happy to persevere. Let me know what you reckon, team. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you'd like to see some more. You could always go check out, like, friend of the channel, Agrippa, or something like that. I bet you anything he's covering that. Like, there's plenty of hardcore channels that sweat this sort of stuff. I'm a bit more casual, but that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. And I can tell you now, I think this is a fun game. It's a great game, and if you're in that casual spot like me, and you're kind of dumb, but you want, something like this, like a Gladius-like, but maybe World War II setting, I don't think you can really go wrong with this. This is really cool. I really like it a lot. Anyway, let me know if you want to see some more. Otherwise, I might just leave it there for the time being. I'll catch you guys on the next one.